Hey, I am here. Let me turn my mic up. I'm here, y'all. First of all, I want to apologize for yesterday because I was super excited, and we had a couple of things that came up that we had to take care of. So the excitement never left, and I'm still ready to share with y'all some great news and some opportunities that's going to allow you to make money in the tax industry. But before we do that, I am going to talk. Hey, Michelle. Hey, before we do that, I'm going to talk about some questions that came in about taxes. So that's how it's going to flow. I'm not going to be in here too long. I'm going to talk about tax stuff that you can use, some information that's going to be exceptionally helpful for you this tax season. And then I'm going to show you how to make some money. Okay. So the first thing, I'm jumping right into it, y'all. Good morning. Good morning, John. Good morning, everybody. Okay, so the first thing is kind of going to be like a good morning, CMB Keisha. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's your real name, Larry. Thank y'all for jumping on. But like I said, you guys are just tuning in. We're going to talk about some tax stuff that's going to help you this season, and then I'm going to talk about how you can make some money, like I do from home. So it's kind of going to be like a question and answer survey. These are some questions that came in, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are wondering or asking those same things. Hey, Stace. Hey. So I'm going to just go over a couple things, and then I'm going to say the good stuff for last. That's how to make some money. Okay. So the first thing, good morning. So the first thing I want to talk about, or the first question that came in was, I was told, listen here, feel free to, if you have any questions beside this, if you want to know something about taxes, if you have a specific question about your tax situation, if you don't want to post it in the comments, message me and I'll try to help you, okay? This is just for people on my live because people pay for this. So the first question is, I was told there would be a tax cut for most people. So why is my return showing a tiny refund or even amount due? So I did get a lot of those questions this tax season, and a lot of it was pertaining to how you completed or filled out your W-4. So if you didn't go to your HR department on your job and change it, then that affected a lot of people as well. But the other thing was some people did get their refund, when the tax laws changed and they're like, oh, you're going to get more money. It showed up on people's on your check. It didn't show up in a big amount or a large amount on your refund. A lot of people saw that money sporadically on their paycheck, where if you get paid every 2 weeks or whatever, however you get paid. And if you go back, check to see if your paycheck was a little bit more, just say like, I don't know, $50, $60 more. So it was a difference in your paycheck. However, it probably wasn't that big of a difference. Good morning, Jessica. Just the best, girl. I'm stepping out my comfort zone. I don't do this. So this is also a challenge for you all, right? In my first post, it was really about stepping out of that comfort zone to grow my business and to do some things that I've never done. So I'm encouraging you, if you guys have, something that you want to do, just do it. This is hard for me. So I am so glad that y'all joining in. I'm a private person. How you gonna be private and have a business? That's not gonna work. So I was challenged by another one of my business owners, and I'm doing it. And it seemed to be helping a lot of people. I do it a lot in my groups, just not on my private page. So y'all just stick with me. I got some good stuff. Thank you, Just the Best. I appreciate you. Hey, Tasha. So that was that number one thing. Some people was wondering why they didn't see after the tax laws, why they didn't see a bigger refund. That's because it came on your checks. So it could have been 30, 40, $50. Like I said, it was a larger amount, but it probably wasn't that much for you to notice. So I encourage you to go back and check those check stubs. And if you haven't yet, please go back and change your W-4 forms and check the exemptions. Because if you did zero, then you'll get more. The more exemptions that you do claim, the less money that you'll have. Okay? But make sure you're doing it correct, though. Don't be putting zero and you got like 3 dependents and stuff like that. It gets crazy. So the other question was, Should I take the standard deduction or itemize my deductions this year? Well, it really depends on your situation. I'm trying to hold this thing up. So in the past, a lot of people, if you have things to write off, then a lot of people would just itemize. Now the standard deduction is $12,000. It went up. So with that being said, a lot of people who used to itemize and write those things off now are taking the standard deduction. Let me give you an example. Let's just say you have about $7,000 worth of things to write off or itemize on your taxes. And the standard deduction this year is $12,000. You have the option. Obviously, you want to do the one where you get the most back, right? Or you get the most deductions. So if your itemized deductions are $7,000 and the standard deduction this year is $12,000, obviously you want to do the $12,000, right? There's no penalty. It's totally legal. You just take the $12,000. So it really kind of depends. Since the standard deduction went up, let me read this statistic. They said it went up 70%. So they're expecting about 90% of taxpayers to take the standard deduction this year. So it's probably going to be way beneficial to a lot of people. It really just depends. Now, if you have about $15,000 worth of itemized deductions, then obviously you don't want to take the standard deduction because you're only going to get $12,000. Okay? If you have any questions or if you don't understand what I'm saying, because it is kind of like tax talk, then comment below, or you feel free to message me too. I do have some messages coming through, and I'm going to get to y'all at the end of this thing so I can keep it in the flow. Good morning, Makia. For those of you who are tuning in just now, I'm doing a little tax info, and then I'm going to talk about the money. So I'm saving the best for last. Okay, so here we go. Have any popular deductions and credits changed? What did we lose and what can I still claim? This was a huge shock to a lot of tax clients last year or this past season because a lot of people simply didn't know. And so I want to educate you. Hey, Crystal. I want to educate you on what to look forward to this tax season, what you can and what you can't write off anymore. So let me just go over a couple of things, right? So we had the dependent exemption that used to be $4,050 per family, per child. Unfortunately, that's gone, okay? That has been totally eliminated. So you're not getting the $40.50 per child like you did before. However, if you have a child that's under the age of 17, I think you're getting $2,000. It was raised, right, from $1,000 to $2,000. So that's a big jump. The other downfall that a lot of people didn't know, you got people who are 17 years old, still in high school, and a lot of parents thought that they can still claim that kid. Unfortunately, the age is 16 years old. So if your child is 17 years old, at that mark, you cannot file them as a dependent. You don't get that exemption for that child anymore. So keep that in the back of your mind. But the good thing though, since they did take that away, they did, for those people who are 17 or for the kids who are 17 years old, you can qualify for a $500 credit. So it's not that much. Oh, y'all, these messages are coming in. I'm so happy. I'm helping some people today. That's what God wants me to do. Hey, Robin. Robin, I'm going to message you. Hopefully we see you again this year in our tax program. Let me see another question. Let me go down. Alternative. Oh, this was another big one, y'all. Unreimbursed employee expenses. So, you used to be able to write off, like if you go to seminars, if you work a job, that is, if you work a 9 to 5, if you clock in, if you clock out, this is only for you. But if you had a job where you were able to write off the employee expenses, like seminars or uniforms or things like that, you used to be able to write that off. You can't write that off anymore. That stuff is gone. It's crazy, right? I had a lot of people who are officers or security guards or in the nursing field. That stuff is gone. Crystal, what if they are in college and you get that W-2 from the school? So it's still So it's a 1090, you're going to get a 1098T if your child is in school, if they're in college. You still won't be able to get that exemption for them. However, I'm going to talk about that too. They'll still be able to, or you'll be able to write off that credit. So it's a school credit, but you still won't be able, it's gone for everybody. It's crazy. It's crazy. But I'm teaching you because I know you're going to be in my tax program this year. I am going to show you how to maximize the deductions for parents who still, who don't have that option anymore. So it's ways around it. It's just about knowing the tax laws. But I'm glad you're in my program, so you're gonna be good. All these questions that I'm asking, that I'm reading to you guys, you're gonna know the answers to. So we're gonna go over everything. It's gonna be laid out. I'll talk about that a little later though. But you got a 1098T. There's still deductions that you can claim. It's just that certain one that you can't. That's all. So those unreimbursed employee expenses, those are, hey, good. Those uniforms you can't write off anymore. Seminars, you can't write that stuff off anymore. It's unfortunate. However, if you have a business, that's where it's different. If you're a business owner, you can still claim, some, uniforms, whatever it is that you purchase for your business. It's not a bill, it's an expense. And you get to write everything off on your taxes. So get your business. It don't matter if it's a small business. And I tell everybody, I say it all the time. I'm pretty sure I posted at least 10 times before. The IRS allows you to be in pursuit of a business. You don't necessarily have to be running a full-fledged business, making $100,000 a year. You don't even have to be profitable. But if you show that you are in pursuit of making some money, anything that you did, let me give you an example. Avon, because that's the first thing that popped in my head. I did Avon. I did some of everything. But Avon, let's just say you didn't make a dime with Avon, but you bought the little pamphlets, or you bought some samples, or you went to a meeting, or all those things. The outfit that you bought to go to the meeting can be a write-off. Of course, the materials, the pamphlet, the samples that you bought from Avon can be a write-off. The gas that you use to travel from your home to a meeting can be a write-off. So, things like that. Moving expenses. So for workers, let's just say you transferred and now your job is, excuse me, over 50 miles away. You used to be able to write off those moving expenses. That's gone. That's gone. Hey, Bobby. Thanks for joining me. Tax preparation fees. If y'all didn't know, if y'all tax preparer didn't or haven't been writing off those tax preparer fees, then you guys missed out. Because if somebody prepared your taxes, you would have been able to. Because these are all things that have been eliminated now for certain people. So if you have a W-2 and you're going to get your taxes done at Jackson Hewitt or H&R Block or somebody from the neighborhood, that however you were charged, or if you charged $350, $275, that also could have been a deduction on your taxes. So that's been eliminated for W-2 workers, for if you work a job. However, if you have a business, you can still write it off. So y'all already know how I feel about entrepreneurship. I am pro-business all the way. So everything that I've stated so far has been eliminated for W-2 for employees. But if you're a business owner, a lot of these things don't really affect you. Oh, I got another topic to talk about. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow, sometime this week. Y'all know I'm doing a 30-day Facebook Live business challenge. So I got plenty of stuff. If y'all want to know some stuff, hey, Larry. Online beauty supply. Crystal says DoorDash, Postmates. Exactly. All of that stuff. If you have, you got a beauty, Crystal, you have an online beauty supply store? Are these the things that you're saying you're in? Because baby, if you are, all of those things, we'll discuss it later, but you got a lot of stuff. You got a lot of deductions, especially if you have a W-2. If you have if you work and then you have a side business as well, that's golden. So get with me. Let's see. For those of you who were married and are divorced, Here's the question. Is it true that alimony is no longer deductible? So here this is. Oh, good. Okay. Okay, Crystal, you got a lot of deductions. So we'll definitely talk about that another time too. So if you were married and if you are divorced now, if you used to pay, I don't know who's going through that, but it's just a question that came up. So under the previous law, spouses paying alimony could deduct those payments on their returns. So if you were paying alimony to a spouse that y'all divorced or that you divorced or divorced you, whatever, then you were able to deduct those things. That changed, okay? So what happens is, oh, these messages are coming through. So now what happens is you can't deduct that anymore, but the spouse who used to receive the payments, they can't claim, or they won't claim it. I don't know if they would want to anyway, depending on your income. So to break that down, if you were paying alimony to a spouse or to a previous spouse, you were able to deduct whatever. So if you were paying $1,000 every month, you're able to deduct $12,000 on your return. You were at the end of the year. However, that person who was receiving the payments of $12,000, they actually had to claim that, right? So if you were married prior to 1st of 2018, then nothing really applies to you. That doesn't change. Moving forward, you won't be able to, it's kind of like they call it even. So if you were paying, you don't get to claim that. And if you were receiving the money, you don't have to claim it, which could be a good or a bad thing. So if you need more income, then that could be a good thing. But if you don't need income and you had to claim that, that could be a bad thing because it could potentially bump you up into a different tax bracket, making you pay a little bit more. So there's that. Let's see. Another one. I heard that small business owners can't deduct meals or entertainment anymore. So that was the great part. As a business owner, I've been in business for 12 years. So what happens is, let's just say I used to do a daycare. I did daycare. I've been in business 13 years. Sorry. I need to keep up with that. But as a business owner, if you were entertaining clients, let's just say, I'll take travel because I did travel too, y'all. So let's just say I had a travel client or somebody, a big client that I was trying to get. And I took them to a baseball game and, we, spent lavish money, whatever it is, got the suite. And I treated them out to dinner, to a game or whatever. So you used to be able to combine those and write off everything. Now the IRS changed that. Now you can only you can't write off entertainment, right? You can write off the dinner. So I use that as an example. So if you took somebody to a dinner and a baseball game and you talked about business, instead of being able to write the whole entire expense off, you can no longer write off the baseball game, but you can write off the dinner. So that's all they did. They just split it up. Let me see. Oh, that's it. Those are all the questions. Good morning, Shannon, Deborah, Monet. Those are all the questions that came through for the updates for taxes and what you guys need to know with doing taxes this year, what to expect, what you can write off and what you can't write off. So remember that if you have a child that's 17 years old, they no longer qualify for the child deduction, but they still qualify for the $500 credit. This is a lot of information. You can definitely come back and watch the replay or reach out to me if you have specific questions. So now it's time to talk about the good stuff. So with the good stuff, hey, Asia. Hey, Asia. So the good stuff now is how to make money. So I do have a lot of people that's on this live who are in my tax program from last year or who will be joining this year. Last year, y'all, we paid out over $100,000, real talk. So it's money to be made in this business. I do have a tax program that you can all join. It's different package. It's going to cost you. We don't do free, but you'll learn so much more and be able to make that much more money. So I'm not asking you or telling you or suggesting you invest into yourself like I do, but those who invest into themselves and invest in their knowledge and their skills and their talent, they see a return on it. I'm one of those people. You can definitely be, and I can show you step by step how I make money in this tax industry and how I plan to pretty much continue doing this forever. Why? Because you can make a year's salary in 4 months and be free for the rest of the year. Even though I'm not, I got tax clients throughout the year, but child. So let me talk about how this affiliate program works. Like I said, there's different packages. Some of the things that you will do or learn or have access to is online self-paced tax training. I also learned a lot. Hey, Gayla. I also learned a lot from last year with our affiliate program. So we learned some do's and some don'ts, and then learn how to maximize on those opportunities in order to help more people. Last year, we had 54 preparers in 19 different states. And that was so amazing. I met them all on Facebook as well and some of my business groups. So if you're on here, we definitely thank you for being with us. I appreciate you. This time we're going on a cruise. So we're going to celebrate this next tax season. So y'all, I got some really good stuff coming up. So anyways, there's online self-paced tax training. So you'll get the login information. You'll be able to do it on your own because some people still work a 9 to 5. So I want to make it convenient for you and for me, because I got 3 whole kids too. So, so we have that training on marketing, branding, running a business, how to get clients, and how to make between $25,000 to $50,000 your first year working from home. And guess what? You don't have to invest in a lot of equipment. You need a laptop or a computer. You need access to internet, and you need a phone. That's it. And then we'll be able to get you started. So this is what I do. I do it like a self-analysis with everybody that comes into the program. So if you are one of those who want to join, I'm going to leave some information in the comments, the link where you can go ahead and sign up. But with making $25,000 to $50,000 your first year working from home in the tax industry, it's definitely doable. And you just think about it. You think about how much money you want to make. I tell everybody who join my program to do this first thing. There's a couple steps you got to do before this, but you do this one thing. So $100,000, right? Let's do that math. I'm gonna do it right now because I wasn't all that great in math, but this is all you need, a calculator. So $100,000. This is simple math. This will show you what you need to do and how you need to market your business to your customers, to your clients, and how you want to accomplish your goals. So if you want to make $100,000 and you're charging, let's just say $350 per return, that breaks it down to 285 people. Out of those 285 people, you want to have some business clients, because business clients, you charge more, right? Because it's more work. Anytime you have a business client, they're going to have deductions. They're going to have they're going to have a lot of stuff to write off. On top of that, they also have mortgages, and it's different forms that you have to complete. So even if it's just half of that, you want to break that down to your regular everyday client, right? To, hey, Shayna, hey, Nicole, thank y'all for joining me. But you want to break those numbers down. And I have a lot of business owners on here, so I know y'all understand. Hi, Michaela, thank you for joining. I'm going to buy your book. I saw your thing. I saw your live, you and Chad. I'm going to buy your book. I was telling my husband about it. So y'all, it's called Life Swap. I'm going to post it down here. I really don't know her like that. This is like a Facebook friend, but she is, I'm really inspired by her story, and you can get inspired too. I'll definitely leave a link because I support other business owners as well. And I think her story is something that you guys need to hear. So with that being said, you want to break those numbers down. So if you want to make $100,000, figure out what it is that you want to charge and then divide it by that number, right? So $100,000 and you charging $350, which I charge even more sometimes. Then you break that down, that's 285 clients. Okay, for the tax season, how do you go about making or getting 285 clients? That's discussed in my marketing program. How do you market? Do you have a niche because I don't know if you guys have heard, the riches are in the niches. So you get you a niche. And let me see, Crystal, that was one of my questions. Will we be able to do business owner? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You'll learn all of that. You'll learn the strategies that I use to market. And then the great thing about this, guys, once you get your clients, let's just say for every client that I get at least 2 people from that person. So that's 3 people, right? So if you got a clientele of over 200 people, you can see how your business continues to grow, right? Let me see. Do you guys have any questions from the information that I did share so far? Let's see, Crystal. Where are my things stuck? But to answer your question, yes, Crystal, you will be able to do business owners. Please, don't be scared, y'all. I know y'all don't know everything about taxes. I do understand it could be a little personal, so message me. I'm definitely getting messages coming in that are private. So what I will do is leave some information down here. I'm going to leave my group link in the comments. And if you have any questions on the tax or personal tax issues or questions, message me. And if you're interested in joining our tax affiliate group this year, I'm going to leave the link below and you can join. And it's a wealth of information in there already. But we are about to get ready to transition over to our official tax group, where we get down into business. After you pay your money, then you transition into a different group where we get down to business and actually get you started and get the program rolling. So as of October 1st, there won't be technically a cutoff, but we're going to start. So if you start anytime after October 1st, you're going to be catching up. And the good thing about it is that it's self-paced, right? But it's real, we can't wait. So if you're applying for your EFIN number, and you guys are going to learn more about this in my program, you definitely want to get on top of that like ASAP, because number one, that number allows you to make more money, but it also takes about 60 to 90 days for the IRS to go ahead and take you through that suitability confirmation check. So if you have to be up to date on your taxes. You cannot have a criminal history, and you have to be able to do a background check, and they do fingerprint. So you can do a P10. The P10 number requires you to only be current on your taxes. So if you're good with that, either way, you can make money. But if you do plan on getting that EFIN number, like I have 3. But if you plan on getting that number, which allows you to make more money, I would get on top of it right now on your own. You don't have to be a part of my program to do that. It's free on the IRS website. The P10 takes about 10 minutes to get. Remember, you only have to be current. The EFIN is a process. That's the part where if you don't know anything about it, you probably need a little bit of help, because it can be complicated. And that's the one that takes 60 to 90 days. Either way, you're going to make some money, and hopefully you'll be making money with me this year. Thank y'all for joining my live. I'll be back tomorrow with some other good topics to talk about. And y'all can give me something to talk about too. Remember, I'm doing this Facebook challenge for 30 days. I need some stuff to talk about. So let me see. How about your Uber earning? Yes, that's considered a side business as well. So Larry, that's a good question, because if you're doing Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, all of those companies that require you to drive, you still kind of like a small business. They're going to send you a 1099 at the end of the year. And so all the income that you earned, especially if you work a W-2, it's going to be just maybe if you make $30,000 and you make $10,000 with Uber Eats. So now your income is at $40,000. However, I keep reminding myself of good topics. We'll talk about that tomorrow. So with that $40,000, all of the, the gas that you use for your car, the mileage, the snacks that maybe you get your passengers, What else? What else? Just Uber drivers. I don't know. Y'all don't have to have uniforms, right? But pretty much any expense, that's what it is. Keep track of your expenses, because any expense that you have for any of those small businesses, you can write off at the end of the year. Okay. So that was definitely a good question, Larry. Do you have any more? I will be jumping off. Let's see. New comment came in. Let me see. Crystal, I ask a lot of questions, but I have done my own taxes for the last 5 years. No, no, you are perfectly fine. That's what I want this. This is interactive. I don't want to be sitting here talking to myself. So you can ask all the questions that you want. I like it's challenging. I'm not claiming that I know everything, but what I don't know, I will find out for you. Good. You're good. So you do have some experience. So I'm going to help you take that experience to the next level so you can make some amazing money this year. Okay. So you're good. If does anybody else have any other questions before I go ahead and jump off? Y'all know the Jeopardy music. Okay. Well, thank y'all for joining me. Like I said, you know how to contact me. Message me if you have any personal tax questions that you would like me to ask. This is only from people who I see on my live, because I do charge for this. I don't do free. So with that being said, question answered on this live. And if you want to join my program, I'm going to definitely go ahead and leave my link to the group in the comments. And hopefully I can see you guys tomorrow. Have a good day.